I've got an awkward garbage can. In fact, when I look in my apartment, there's really no conformity because what is conformity to one might be an illusion of derangement. How you put things and perceive things might be actually how they are to you, and there's nothing wrong with it, even if 95% of us find it wrong. But then when you see the odd one in the crowd, you go, I want that. Nobody else has it. Crooked nose, crooked eyes, eyes that pop out and say, that's original. They think original, they're spoken to original, they're seen differently. Are they different or are they the same? But because our perception of them is our perception and not your perception, then therefore it is our perception. Just got my Videotron bill in. They took off 8 for this and 4 for this and 6 for that and added on and took it off. And I call them up. I go, what's going on? He said, I want to show you the whole thing. I said, I don't want to know the whole thing. I want to know the end result. I want to know the end result. I can't figure out why, if it cost you to do this and you want to give me this, I want to know the end result. So when I go somewhere else, I get the end result. I don't want to hear. I have there's 168 hours in a week. 168 hours in a week. Let me calculate that. 168 hours in a week. Let me write that down. 168 hours a week. What do? I'm a mathematician. I'm a mathematician. What in the world is a mathematician? You know, when you say, oh, look, they made it work out that way. Yeah, the same way magic. Magic, they make it work out that way. Well, I didn't see. No, you didn't. It's magic. It means it's faster, it's slower, it's an illusion. I don't even know what it means, illusion. Delusional illusion. Because of one's illusion or because one is delusional? I don't know. We're going to have to think about the words. Numerology. Let me make my coffee. I'm going to be back in a minute. You know, and I have a question. Yeah, I just did this little video on my cat.
Let me tell you what's going on behind the scenes.
I don't know if you can see it there, but I had a shirt, and I didn't want to throw this out, so I'm suggesting to people who don't want to throw these things out, right? Like there, right? Okay, you save that. You can wrap it around something. You can put a bunch of them together, make it into a piece of art. I don't know. I don't know. So we have the 168 hours a week. Now, my question is, in 168 hours, right? You just want to see the math. Should I split the camera up and just show you down here? So in the 168 hours, you see, I find all this messy. I should have put it up in the right-hand corner just in case I want to put something on the side. I leave an empty space. So there's 60 seconds, and now we have 60 minutes. And the accompli of this is hour. Not your, but our. The heavens of ours. This H letter is different. H is not the same, and also 1 is not the same. The 1 is an association of all the worlds, the split worlds, and the let me say this, and I'm going to show you. So we have 8 for H, and then we have 1 for A. But is there any other way to create this H letter? Can I create this H letter this way? That's an obligation, by the way. I have to reach corner to corner as a builder. Or should I be creating the H this way and the A that way? Now, what is this since I no longer have Rubik's Cube with me? This is the A position. All that goes around is the H position. Okay, so we're going to have to try and understand what's going on, what it means, what's happening. If I have that singular dot, right, should I continue on with this or finish with the hours first? But we're going to have to do this after, right? And just to let you know, we have HQZ and we have AJS. And don't ask me if it's the Jack of Spades, right? And by the way, this is 29 and this is 43. Birth in the IT system of DC. Birth in the IT system of DC. It's a moon system. We base it on 3 basic moons, and then the 4th moon turns everything over again. Luna, Demas, Phobos, Luna, Dema, Phobos. So how does the 1-1-1 rotation happens? By the way, it now includes Earth and Mars. So I'm just going to get back to it. And all I do is numerology, but do I do numerology at all? Am I a mathematician, a magician? Am I an artist? Am I a painter? I am what I am, whatever name you want to give it to who I am. We'd be 100 people in the crowd. And because I didn't call myself anything, you're now all calling me different names from what hat I wear at the moment and how they understand what I do. But in a ball, it's a science. Undeniable. It's a science. And I do it. It's almost like arts and entertainment and Hollywood all in one. Let me see if any of these sites that I am are working. And we're going to get back to the ABC. And then we're going to talk about different squares. See the space they occupy? They occupy 4 here by 9. They occupy 4 here by 9. That's right. Look at that, eh? Pretty cool. 4 here by 9, 9, 9, 9, and 9, 18, 27. And here we have 9 areas of 4, 36 and 36. It's the same size. See that drawn up with that. Now, there's another situation where I create 9 of these boxes. And this will offset inside here, but it's going to offset. I'm going to have to show you that. What I mean by offset is that when I put this inside of here, instead of it filling in a whole thing, it's going to do that and go into the center over here, associating them all together. But that's for a further video. I'm going to take a sip of my wet one coffee. I should put on a hat. I like when my hat's on. I feel like my information stays more in my head. I feel like I'm gathering more information, more nuts, you know. So let me see if I have this on this site over here on Rumble. Let me see if I'm coming up on Rumble, on live on Rumble. Oh, this coffee is horrible. We've got, I'm reading these things. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. unmute the mic. And I think the camera's working, but I don't know where she's. Oh, there she is. She's working in the wrong house. Look at that. Let's take that off there. Okay. And let's see what happens here. The camera's not working. I don't know why. Okay, so now we have to, wow, why is the camera not working? It says camera is working, but maybe it's another camera. Oh yeah, okay, very good. Very good. Now she's going. Let me see if I'm working over here. Um, yeah, okay, that's working. Okay, so we got Rumble on over here. I don't have the sound on. That's good. I got to go to Odyssey, and we're going to see what's up here. On Odyssey, it says I'm not signed in. Okay, I got an email sent to me. Boy, this is a slow video today, right? Just give me a second. I'm already tuckered out. You know, I feel like when I do this, I have a connection to somewhere else, and my connection is like dying off right here. Just dying off. I'm not impressing myself, I'll tell you that. Okay, everything seems to be frozen there. Yeah, so I called up Videotron and I says, what happens if I cancel my internet? And said, how much will my phone cost? He says, we'll have to put the phone up because you got a discount, right? And then you go ahead and you check what the phone costs everywhere else. And then you notice one company's charging you more for the phone, the other company's using that as a discount. And the end result is you'll never know. Okay, so I have this here. Okay, Odyssey sign in. Okay, I'm signing in over here. Sign into your account. What does it show me over here? Continue to Odyssey. And I'm in. So now I got to go here. Channels. Oh, I got to go here. And this says browse. This says, oh, here's live and local setup. And then it shows me I'm already on. And it's showing me the ceiling. Click here to access the stream. On. It's showing. Okay, so yeah, so we see that Odyssey is a little bit quicker than the Rumble channel. Now I'm going to go back to, okay, so now I'm here. So now, truthfully, I have to keep this open, and I'm going to close, I think I'm going to close this off. Let me go over here. Okay, good. Now I don't see that I'm on anywhere. So I'm going to say, so I put this, start this at 15 minutes, okay, because really I've done nothing right now. I'm going to be back in 1 minute. I'm going to get back to the time clock. I'm going to get back to GH and A. And I'm going to just talk about right now GH and A, or GABA. Give me a minute. I got this pencil and this pencil and these pencils. I got so many pencils I don't even know. I even got some vinegar spray for the flies. You know, you want to get rid of your flies that are flying around. Vinegar is good. They don't like it. You know, everything seems to work out when we work together, right? So, you know what's funny? It's that, see, this is round in a circle, but any cord or any string is going to have a loose end, and that loose end is going to be connected somewhere. We're going to get back to 168 hours a week. If you are going to be here, if you are going to listen to me, this is monotonous and this is long. I have been doing this for 20 years. 20 years. Imagine walking into a bolt and screw store and asking them for a bolt. I need a bolt. What size bolt? Do you want a hexagon head? Do you want a square head? Do you want a round head? What kind of bolt do you want? What is the size of the bolt? I want to know the kind of bolt. What kind of metal? Do you want your bolt stainless steel? Or maybe you want a sprocket, a gear with a chain, a gear with a strap. What size do you want the cord? Do you want it in a 78, in a 33, in a 45? Now I'm talking about records. What do these numbers mean? Why do we need to know these numbers? And that the good Lord of creation created everything with numbers. Was there a measurement, or it was cut to size for the size that was needed, and they measured after? But to recreate chaos into control, you must have a conversion so that everything continues in the same way. Imagine I wanted to slow something down. So you make it go around. I want to bring this forward, but if I just brought it forward, there'd be just 2 inches. So imagine if I brought it here, and then I brought it to here, and then I made it come backwards. I brought it here, I made it come backwards, and then I made it do this way, and then I made it do this way, and then it went on. That's extra time. Let's count that extra time as moon time. 3,476. Where are we going to put that? Where are we going to put that measurement? Let's put it right here. Never seen one of these before. I must have created it myself because I needed to come out to 3,476. 7 and 13. 1 and 3, 4, 3 and 4, 7. 11, 9. But I needed a 3,476. Earth and Mars. Earth and Mars. The lower and the upper. Earth and Mars. Where do I get all this information from? Third planet, Earth. Fourth planet, Mars. Seventh planet, Uranus. But Earth is number 52, connected to Uranus. Mars, number 51, connected to Saturn. The rat sun, words that are inside of the word rat sun. 2 words. 6 and 4, Zion, Israel. 0, 0 represents the operator to the E world of everything that is new and in the news. The S looks like a 5. The NEW are all 5 numbers, all 5 paths. So what is the 5 path? Is that the sexy one? We're going to have a family in Saturn. We're going to police everybody over here. The talkative ones of creation, the female and the male. Pluto hanging out in the corner between 7 and 8, 15, 1 and 5 is 6, 3 and 6, 9. 1 and 5, 6. 9, 6, 6. 6, 6, 6. 6, 6, 9, 9. Where we were going to go with this. So in between 1 and 5 and 2 and 4 is the number 3. In between 2 and 6 and 3 and 5, electric company into the doghouse is number 4. In between 4 and 8, 8 and 4, Pluto and the ring to buy and to sell and the 5G TV and the moon. Number 6 in between here. And number 7 between EIO and the divided house is over here, 3476, the diameter of the moon to what is 2160 miles. That's that truth. Now, if you want to talk about number 10, you'll go 7 and 3, 10. You want to talk about 10, you'll go 9 and 1, 10. You want to talk about 10, we'll go 8 and 2, 10. You want to talk 10, we'll talk 6 and 4, 10. And we all know that when we count, are we saying one part or one whole? One part of the whole. Well, hold on a second. Is the whole meaning the empty space? One part of the whole? What are we actually saying? What is round? When a square turns everything round, chipping off everything that's in between, just like a drill hole. But I started off this video talking about the illusion. And my work is an illusion because it takes so much time and you can't possibly put everything together because it's like little atoms and trying to just, it's like trying to build me and say, oh my God, there you are. But wait, I don't see your heart. Oh, it's in there. Well, I don't see it. Oh, where's your liver? Oh, it's down there. Well, I don't see it. Where's your muscle? Which muscle? The air you breathe. Do you actually know what it is? Do we need that air we breathe in order to live? Does the computer need the air that surrounds it in order for it to function? If we have a fan on a computer, the fan is cooling something. What is going on with everything in our computer? What is going on with everything in our car? The car, the computer, us, all the same thing. And I'm going to try and slowly, I call myself the mathemagician because a magician does it so quick that you don't see it. And the flower grows so slow that you don't see it. So you don't see what's actually really going on. And you cannot possibly see, but you can imagine, and not everything at the same time, of what's going on. So the mathematician, I mean, sometimes you say, oh, you made it work out. Yes, I make it work out so we can see what the equation is. According to the way I understand, we are all the children of the creator. So I need to bring this down to the lowest level possible. But it seems like after 20 years, even after 20 years, I'm not understood. If anybody's watching on Odyssey, I don't want to say go to Rumble. I don't see all the comments when they come into Odyssey because I don't have all the pages open. Maybe I should make it smaller, but then it shows me. Anyways, just let me get away from here. Just give me a second. I don't like breaking these things up. Okay, now I got a whole bunch of frozen stuff on the screen here. Oh boy, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, let me just stick to the subject. Okay, I'm going to stop fooling around. And then the question is also in the alphabet, there are, I think, 10 special letters in the alphabet. And those letters are A, E, I, O, and U as per sound. That can be found in many, many, many letters. Although you only see the A as once, the A is in many letters. In R, in H, in J, and in K. Inside or of the letter E, it is B. It is C. It is D. And then it is F, G, but not H, not J, not K, L, M, N, but not with O. O is with the W. And the W ends up joining the U. They say W. The O letter is the 15th letter in the alphabet. Since it's the 15th letter, 1 and 5, A and E, come together to create O. And what's in between A and E, O? It's B, C, D. Where do I get all this information? Between A and E is B, C, D. So if I use A, E, and I, then between A and E is B, C, D. So what is in between what is E and I, as E and I is alike what is A and E? 1 and 5, what is like 5 and 9? What is above is below. What is 3 and 5, 8 to what is 3 and 7, 10? The octagon coming together. When we go 7 and 6, 13, 9 and 4, 13, 8 and 5, 13, 1 and 6, 7, 4 and 3, 7, 5, 2, 7, I'm showing you how, can I say, the context of information replicates itself on a different level, giving you a different set of numbers. And then when you need to create dimension, usually you want to do this, but usually you want to create the greatest dimension. You don't stretch out like this, you stretch out like this. Things happen. If I turn this hand up, I have to do that. If I turn this hand up, I have to do that. All right, that's how I turn my hands up. Otherwise, there they are, sitting by my side. There they are. So I know by what's going on, how my hands are, what's happening to the rest of my body is the understanding, or the, can I say, incoherent illusion that we don't see, that is in our everyday movement, but we don't include it into having any value because we don't use it anywhere, or sometimes we do and we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Got to scratch my eyebrow. I can use any one of these fingers. I can use 2 fingers or these 2 fingers. I can use 1 finger. Sometimes I use these 2 fingers, and when I use these 2 fingers, I use these fingers, but I'm not using finger. You see that? I'm using these fingers here, right? See that? So when I use them like that, right? Well, actually, these fingers go like this, and these finger goes like that. That's what happens. I also use fingers like that. So when I'm putting out these 2 fingers, I might be talking about Luna, Demas, and Phobos, or I'm talking about Luna and Demas and Phobos. Where do I get this information from? The bowling ball. When I roll and bowl 10 pins, when I call it the big pins, when I go bowling the big pins, when I bowl the big pins, the big pigs, the big pins, okay, your pin number, your pin code. Did you have your pin address? Do you want to leave your points or your pins? Our acceptance, our likes, our hates, our dislikes is all categorized in the big system. When the big system sees that we are no longer accepting what is going on around it, the system will fall, the cobweb will move away from the house. We will no longer be able to have the alternative communication breakdown. 10-4, good buddy. You used to call somebody a good buddy. You know what that meant in the trucker language. And remember, A and H, 18-wheeler, pulling the sun. So if the 18-wheeler is pulling the sun, it's got 10 wheels on the front and 8 on the back. Again, it is going and standing out for October, the octagon. Also to note that the octagon still uses up the half area spaces. And can be noted as one of the first of its kind And I will show you why. It's the first of its kind because the octagon, right, can either be shaped like this. And when you have this, you got that over here, right? And this is where 4 whole and then 4 halves come together. So you have 4, 2, and 1. You end up with this. These areas come together to create 2. These areas come together to create 4. Then you have the 1. Now I ask myself about this. See that 1 dot in the center? That's one of the smallest areas. You're going to have 4. You might have 2, 1, 2, 4, telling me that outside of the home of Venus, 2, 4, 6, 8, right? All your corners, and your corners, if you take a look, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 7, and 9, you're now going to go 1, 3, 7, and 9, and you're going to use 0.5, right? And here you're going to go 1.5, and then over here you're going to go 3.5, and over here you're going to go 4.5. If I had to use 2.5, now I'm going to show you something. On this dice cube, you have 1 and 6. You have 2 and 5. You have 3 and 4. So what happens is to get to the center over here, the center is 3.5. Everything leads over here to 3.5. When 3 and 4, it becomes 0.5. When it's 2 and 5, it becomes 1.5. And when it's 1 and 6, it becomes 2.5. And that's how we stretch out to the center over here of 3.5 to the center of this cube, right? Not 4.5. Where is 4.5 going to go? The total of all these numbers added is 45. When you get to 4.5, we're going to talk about the IT system in the sun. For some reason, it shows me these letters over here, French to English word, French letters to English word. Letters, right? But in French, I don't know the terminology of this unless you're going to say demission and use this in some sort of form. Here you can go off, offer. Here you can go DE as in DEF. Letters are connected. When you have these letters, right, they're going to be connected to other letters. These two are connected. This is connected. This is connected. This is connected, right? That's the way it works. It works as 1. It works as 3. It works as 4. And after 4, you've come into a different dimension, a different level. You become 1.5 times something. The reason for that is A, B, C, D. When you add them 1, 2, 3, 4, it equals to 10. You flipped over the side. You flipped over. Roulette shows me that 10 is black, but 1 is red. So I know I flipped over to the other side. 19 is going to be red and 28 is going to be black. So it's showing me the sequence. Also, the ABCD sequence happens to always work out. Let me see where I am with this. So we were talking about how 1 and 8 and 2 and 7 came together, and that is because here is the 1 that is centered to the 8, the entire 8 that's centered to the 1. 8 to 1, you want to work in 1/8. When we work out this house, this will say headquarters. It just so happens on the 1 key of the calculator, there are no letters. It just so happens that the 8 is not like what is the 7 and the 9. Why do I say 7 and 9? The Q on your telephone is found on the 7. The Z is found on the 9. Don't forget those letters, 7, 8, and 9. Very important. The total is 43, and they're both into the 8 family. These two together create 7. Any one of these two together, H and Q is 25, creates 7. H and Z is 34, creating 7. Q is the 17th letter.
and Z is the 26th letter. They will create 88. At the same time, if I multiply them and add them, okay, this one will end up to be 20. This one will end up to be, let me see, 15. It just so happens that these letters are the game numbers. 20 is for darts. 15 is for the game of pool. We have 15 balls in the game of pool. We have 20 darts on the dartboard. It just so humbly happening, like all the time, that when I go 1 and 5 and I flip it over to 2 and 6, 1 and 5 to 2 and 6. When I add up 1 through 5, it equals to 15. When I add up 2 through 6, it equals to 20. TOBL. Maybe a blot. Maybe a blot. I don't know. Maybe the toll booth. I don't know, but that's the letters that come out of here. What it is this is 2, and this is valued at 2, and this is valued at 6, and this is valued at 3, the 15th letter. The reverse is the 12th letter. Although they're the opposites of each other, and it's in the CLU 333 house to what is in the FOX, 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 Fox house. The 6th letter, the 15th letter, the 24th letter, 2 and 4, 6, 1 and 5, 6, 6. What did I do here? 2 times 6 equals 12. 2 plus 6 equals 8. 8 and 12 equals to 20. What did I do here? 1 times 7 equals to 7. 1 plus 7 equals to 8. 7 and 8 equals to 15. What happens with this now? This will equal to 35. We can do this mathematical equation, which will be 15 and 8 equals to 23. I know for a fact that this number added to this will make it 6 and 8. And I know for a fact in the game of dice that 6 and 8, okay, has a payout of 7 to 6. Its odds to bring to equality 7 to 6. And this is what happens when you play 6 and 8 in the game of craps. 6 and 8 is also known to be the house planet. It's also to note that although we'll have Uranus, and I don't like that my paper's all scribbly, and we'll have the 6th planet Saturn, which I like to call the rat planet, right? You can call it the rat satellite because you have SUN, and then you have 3 other letters, and it says rat, number 39. Angels, rats, number 10, 13, 13, 13, right? They're saying location in R, like the house of Ra, the controlled house, right over here. Remember 1 and 8. They're identical. What would you like me to do? 1 times 8, 2 times 8, anything. 3 times 8 equals to 24. 2 plus 4 equals to 6. 1 times 3 equals to 3 equals to 3. They're a perfect 9. They started as a 9. They ended up as a 9. But not only that, 1 plus 2 is 3. 8 minus 2 is 6. We can do it also for B. We're going to do it for B, and I'm going to have to restart this page somewhere because I don't like what it looks like, but not here. So if I did it for B, right, and then we went with G7. So if I went 3 times 2 equals to 6, and 3 times 7 equals to 21. 2 plus 1 equals to 3 equals to 6. The difference between 7 and 3 is 4. The difference between, you see, when we minus 4 equals to 2, plus 4 equals to, whoop, I'm not happy. I don't have my white out with me, equals to 7. If I want to, I want to bring back the 1, which was the A and the H, well, this was 1 times, let's say 5, and this was 8 times 5 equals to 5. And then you'd have 5 minus 1 equals to 4. And this would be 40. So we're just going to use 4 minus 8 equals to 4. Right? When you do it with 3, it always comes out to the same thing. Now, the next dice, the 2 and the 5, we didn't do the 2 and the 5, right? So what happens is the 5 has 4 missing from it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go B, and we're going to go E. And that's going to be this one over here is going to be 2, and this will be 5. So if I multiply this by 3 or this by 3, this is going to give me 6. So we're going to go 6 minus the original 2 equals to 4. And this is going to be 15, which is going to be 6. Let me see, did I get that right? 6, 6, 6, 3 by 5 is 15. And this is 6. Just give me a second. Why am I? Oh, yes, that's a mistake. It's not 2, it's 4. 4 by 3 equals to 12, right? And 1 and 2 equals to 3. 3 minus 4 equals to 1. And this one is correct because they have to equal to 9. 9, 9, 9, right? So this one, 6 minus 5 equals to 1. So we're just looking to see if the math is right with this, right? So now we're going to go to 3. So we're going to go to C3, right? And we're going to go to F6. So if we multiply them both by 3, it equals to 9, it equals to 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 9 minus 6 equals to 3. And then 9 plus 3 equals to 3. 9 and 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. So it's actually perfect. Now, if you want to see some opposites, did we get them all here? 1, 2, yeah, we got them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So, and you do know if we put the combination together of, let me just get something. If I put some, I shouldn't do this yet, but maybe I will. If I take this one over here, right, this one here and this one here, these are two situations that go together. Let's look at the difference. I'm going to explain to you why, right? And we're going to have to use the same number. So we're going to go 2 times 4, okay, equals to 8, right? 8 minus 2 equals to 6. And then we're going to go here. 5 times, we have to use the same number here. 4 equals to 20. Wow, 28. That'd be the cycle of our moon, right? 20 is also 2. So we're going to put minus 5 equals to 3. See that? The way it works together with 6 and 3. So we're going to try something else. We're going to go A with F. We're going to use the same number. 6 times 4 equals to 24 slash 6. And we have to use A. And we're going to use 1 times 4 equals to 4. So we're going to go 4 minus 1 equals to 3. And then over here, we're going to do 6 minus 6 equals to 0. 6 times 4, 24. 2 and 4 is 6. This one will equal this. This one will equal this. Now let's go to the next one. We're going to do, did we do the 2 and the, we did the 2 and the 5 together. We did these two together. Now we're going to do the 3 and the 4. So we're going to go 4 times 4 equals to 16 slash 7 minus 4 equals to 3. And then we're going to do number 3. Where is it? Number 3 is over here. And we're going to go 3 times 4 equals to 12 slash 3 minus 3 equals to 0. Did I get them all right? Where was the 1? Let me see the one with the 1. 1 times 4 equals to 4 minus 1 equals to 3. And then we didn't do the one with the 6. We did the one with the 6 was 3 and 0. Let me see. Okay, it was 3 and 0. 6 minus 6. 1 times 4 equals 4 minus 1. Okay. Just want to see if I did them all. I did the 5 and the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did them all. So the end result is when I did the 1, 6, right, I ended up with 3, 0. When I did the 1 and 6, here's the 1. I ended up with 3. Here's the 6. I ended up with 0. When I did the 2, 5, right, so we're going to do 2, 5. Over here at 5 times 4 is 20, which is 2. 5 plus, let me see that again. So yeah, I can go 5 plus 7 if I want, or minus 3 in order to get to this number. 7 and 5 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. So when I have 2 and 5, I ended up with 3 and 6. But if I wanted to, I could have went over here and went 8 plus 3 equals to 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Or I could have went 8 minus 6 to end up with the same number. So when I have 2 and 5, when I go to the 5, like I said, I could have went 5 and 7 equals to 12 equals to 3. Or I would have went 5 minus 2 equals to 3. So what we have in each one of these, it's either plus 7 or minus 3. And in the other equation, I had plus, what was it? Plus 3 or minus 6, like, or 6 the other way. So I had 3, 7, and 3, 6. It just so happens Earth and Mars come together right over here in your creation and rotation. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. What that does is your A, B, C, D, your A, B, C, your B, C, D. Your A, B, C is 6, your B, C, D is 9, right? But we all have to know that, is it one part? Is it two parts? Or is it three parts? If we went in binary code, it'd be 1, 2, 4. And nothing is whole until we get to this one over here. And within that one over there, we have these two included, regardless if there's a 0. It surpasses it. It's in the 100 position for the 100% of something of what it is. Let's call this the bad cat. I'm always looking at it as the bad cat. So I'm not sure if you saw everything that went on with this. If you have a commentary and you didn't understand this, let me know. I'm going to go back to where I was, and I'm not really sure where that was. I want to mention this. This is something I did earlier on. For all those who go bowling, you know that if you get a strike, which is an X, and Roman numerals gives it a value of 10, and then it tells you, just like the ABC, right? And just to note that 33, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 brings these two worlds together. It's the worlds of BC, citizen band radio, before the Christ. The 10-4 codes are all the 10 codes, right? All the 10 codes, 73914628, all the 10 codes, leaving 5555. I crossed this 5 4 times with 10. I count that as 20. T minus counting down on all stations. So you go bowling, Roman numerals, right? But what happens if I did bowling the alphabetical way, right? What if I went bowling the alphabetical way? Let me rip out that page. I want to redo that page. So if I went bowling the alphabetical way, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. You notice in the 10th frame, they usually just leave it like that, right? But I'm just going to condense everything. I'm not sure if that's going to be different, because that would be number 3, and all these would be 2s until this one over here. So is it the 10 that controls all the 2s? I don't know. But if I did this with all strikes the alphabetical way, once I have a template, right? It's easier to draw all the lines. We got to do a lot of hands-on, a lot of artwork. We have to write it out so we can see what our hands do, because you can't know something that you've never tried, even though it's just like a simple little alphabet, simple numbers, simple equations, simple game. It's all simple. How it got to the point of being and why it is. You know, you watch football, the NFL, and you say, "Oh my God, look at that." Maybe creation because they got a touchdown, right? 6 points for the touchdown, 3 points for the field goal. So and then all of these are cornered off. There's a box. There's one box out of the four in here. The minimum to do that is one box. It's one of three, right? All one of three. You know, if you use the O letter in bowling, it's a split. But if you use the O letter on the alphabet, you can be singing like, "Oh, say, can you see?" Well, O is a representation of Mars. It's also a representation of us being inside of this area, having the birth being inside. We're in the EIEI world, born into the AE world of the EIEIA, where I of A resides inside what our birth is. It's a split birth. It's a split birth. The birth is in the sun. But the question is your birth here also? The moon birth is here. The sun birth is here. This is your 54. Your sun is your 54. Your moon is your 57. And your birth is your 57. 3 times 18. 3 times 19. I'm going to use this as A and B. And do note that both of these, this one here tells me about AI. AIE, and how everything is just split up between here and here. Unless you want to do it the other way around. I always like once I get the template down, you know. When you get it here, you'll get C, E, and G. So let's go to our bowling. In our normal bowling, you will see 30, 60, 90, and once you get to this fourth area, it'll be 120. But we're going to show you something a little bit different. This will be 150, this will be 180, 210, 240, 270, and now you've bowled 300. Thing is when you get to the fourth frame, you're 30, and then you end up with your 60. We want to stop here. Right here, we're going to stop. No more game. We got 30, we got 60. Over here, we end up with 80. And when we get to the fourth one, right, we end up with only 90. We stop on 90. Now, I'm not sure if that's February is 96. I think January is 90. And 9 and 18 and 27 and 36. 9 and 18 and 27 and 36 equals to what is 90. That 36 is very important. That's how our cycles work. 4 by 9 equals 36, or 9 by 4 equals 36. Well, let's look at it this way. Here we have a 6 by 6 box. And here we have a 6 by 6 box. But there's going to be a difference in these boxes, right? In this box over here, we're going to split it up into 4. In this box over here, we're going to double jam it and split it up into 9. Now, what happens if I split this one up? I can't possibly split this one up again the same way, although I can run an inside area to this. And then I can have all these smaller boxes just like what was in here. Or I can use it on the upper box by just moving a line down over here. Let me see how I could have did that. If I wanted to move the inside box, I could have just drawn a line down over here and had this box move up. This box can move into this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner, and then in the center. So it has 4 areas and it can move in 5 different areas. Every time it moves, right? Let me just show you. Well, let me just see if I can just draw this up one more time. No, that wasn't. That's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I get that right? So now what's going to happen is we had our original box over here, and then we had take this box over here, and we slip it over here. Did I get that right? I got that wrong. It goes over here. So what happens is we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So your first box ends here. Your second box ends here. Your third box ends here. You can do the same thing this way. You can move it down this way. You have your first box that moves over here. You already counted your second box, the center box, and then it moves down over here. Is anybody following me with this? Anyways, let me go to number 2. This is your bowling game, right? Now, you saw the way we finished off this with 90, right? Now, what we're going to do here is the X for a strike equals to 24. But in bowling, we're using X Roman numerals for 10. But what if we used X for the reverse alphabet? Another thing I wanted to mention is that when you use a complete square, right, like this, my question is, does this have anything? Can we compare this to roulette and give it the value of 35? And then at the end, +1. Well, when you wager on the roulette, if you put down 1 chip, you get back 35 for a winning, and then you get back your 1 chip. So you have 35 and 1, so it offsets it. So here is 24. So you're going to get 72. You're going to get, no, that's wrong. You're going to get 24, 20. Yes, you're going to get 72. And then you're going to get 144. So already you started your day. Then you're going to run up to the moon, 216. Then you're going to get 288 and 360. By the time you get to this frame, you've run your first 360 degrees. And over here, you're going to get 396. This is a time, an hour. I think this was 6 hours and 36 minutes. 6 hours, 36 minutes. This one over here, well, that's wrong. It's supposed to be by 72s. This is 432. Sorry, this is our vibration at 432 over here, our vibration. And then over here, we're going to get another 72, and it's going to be 504. We're going to be running into the sun. The difference between 0 in the center and 1, it's still discussable. I'm still looking at the understanding. It might be the split. What I mean by the split is that when you use 0, it might be someone's calling here, the operator gets it and shows over here. It also shows that in bowling, use that as a symbol of the split. If you're working with words, sometimes you'll put a 0 for the split. This is 504. 5 and 4 is 9 times 6, so we know it's in rotation. We know the sun is in rotation, and it's the day of our birth, day 6. Right, day 6. So it's day, it's 24 hours, and that's only one part. It goes with X. So 504 plus we're going to have to go another 72 is 576. When you get to 576, it's 144 times 4 is 576. So that's your base creation of 4, which shows up 3 times on the dice cube right over there. The 4, 5, 6, right? 15 is the opposite of your ABC creation right over here. This is not only ABC, but this is also 8, 7, and 6. To what is ABC? Sorry, what is 8, 7, and 6? Right. To what is 3, 4, and 5 equals to 12. Possibly the reason for the 12 zodiacs or the 12 tribes. Maybe the 13th tribe is because they're not counting the chief tribe, where it only takes one. It's a tribe in its own because you have your 12 little Indians. And once you have your 12 little Indians, you yourself that directs all the 12. So you are a cellular in your own, possibly thinking for what is. Just like you're saying, we have 8 planets, but it's 9 planets, but the whole solar system in itself as a unity. And the individual planets that work together, according to those who read the zodiac, they say this works with this works with this works with this. Then they're their own houses, they're their own machines that are working in the greater machine. When you get to 144 over here, 576, 144 by 4, we've now created the invert to 10, from the red to the black to the black to the red. Roulette shows us, and the ABCD equaling to 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, shows us we started over again. Right? Also on the ABC, it also shows us complete. A, B, C, and D goes back to A again. So if I look at my calculator, right, I got ABC and then I went up one more row and I went back. ABC, like ABC, I got my string. So once I have 4 strings laid out, right, you need 4 strings. You need A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, and then A, B, C completes it, right? Your 4 cycle again. Your 4 cycle of 3 of your 12. And this will be 6, 6, 6, 6. And we start over again, but on the other side. And then we work it backwards. Where do I get this from? I get it from here. What we were given, the God-given things. This is what we were given growing up as children. My last dimension is in between 11 and 12, but I can't count. You see, what's crazy is I go from 0 to 1, 0 to 2, right? It doesn't say 0, but I'm going to 1. This is my inch. I'm going to 2, but that's my inch. So once I get to 12, is that my inch, right? I go to 10, and that's my inch. I did 9. I did 8 up to 9. I did 9 up to 10. That's my whole 10. That's my whole 10. That's my whole 11. I didn't do 12, so I'm having a little trouble understanding this ruler for a second. I did my whole 1. I did my whole 2, did my whole 3, did my whole 4. So the 11 is before, and the 12 down to 11. I have to stop 12 and 11 on a countdown. Then I get to the 9 birth into the 8 heaven. Let's not even count this anymore. Okay, where were we? So we did this. We have 576, and just so happens that 1,440 minutes in a day instead of 144 happens to be the day. It just so happens that the year 5760 Hebrew time, which is noted to be 19 and 20, also the initials for S and T, telling me I'm dividing, telling me I'm more than one. Anytime you have an S involved, S is for more than one and connects 2 different systems. It connects the 9 with the 1 system. When you do 1 and 8 equals to 9, you do 2 and 9 equals to 11. When you do 4 and 7 equals to 11, you do 3 and 6 equals to the 9. We now connect the 2 systems. 1 through 3, 1 through 7. If you want to invert it and see it the other way, we can do it the other way too. But what we have to do is we have to move these numbers. These numbers shift these numbers. They're very simple. It's called the alphabet numeric shift. You multiply it, anything, any number, and add it up to a single digit. Use all numbers only once, and they all move. If I want to put the 1 in this position, I'll multiply it by 6. So that means the 6 will go here. But then, you know what will happen? The 6 will go here. And the 3 will go here. 6 by, sorry, I don't want to do that. Sorry, doing it wrong. Sorry, doing it wrong. I'm going to show you two different ways, two different things. Let me show you. If I do that, and I want to move the 1 here as 6, then I have to multiply 2 by 6 equals to 12. So this one over here, the 1 ends up here. Here's number 2. If I multiply it by 6, it becomes 12. 1 and 2 is 3. The 2 goes over here. Here's number 3. If I multiply by 6 by 3 is 18, right? 6 by 3 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. The 3 goes over here. 6 by 8 is 48. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Did I get that right? Hold on a second. Yeah, I get that right. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 1 is 6. The 1 goes over here. Okay, just want to make sure I get that right. 6 by 2 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. So the 2 goes here. 6 by 3 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 6 by 4 is 24. 2 and 4 is 6. So the 4 goes over here. 1, 4 goes in this position. Let's do this again. It's going to be easier if I do it this way. 6 by 1 is 6. 6 by 2 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 6 by 3 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 6 by 4 is 24. 2 and 4 is 6. 6 by 5 is 30. 6 by 6 is 36 is 9. 6 by 7 is 42 is 6. 6 by 8 is 24 is 6. 6 by 9 is 54 is 9. So here's what happens. In the 6th position, I end up with 1, 4, and 7. Now we're going to go in the 3rd position. I end up with 2, 5, and 8. And then in the 9th position, I end up with 3, 6, and 9. And if you notice, I have 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9. 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9. That's what it's called to transfer numbers. Now, if you want to do it with another number, let's check this out, what happens. Let's do it by number 4. 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4 times 4, 4 times 5, 4 times 6, 4 by 7, 4 by 8, and 4 by 9. So we're going to fill it in. 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 9. So now it's a little different. I got my 1, 2, 3 here, right? I got my 4, 7, 8 here, and I got my 6, 5, 9 over here. 11, 19. Did I write that out properly? 4, 8, 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I want to connect, I go 10, 10, 10. That's my star. When I'm doing 10, 10, 10, my star, I'm going to do 7, 7, 7 of my star. It's going to be my 7 and 10 star. It's going to be my Q star. And this is where the JG comes in. Those are the letters that come in for this. The G for the 7, the J for the 10. And this is how we switch numbers around. In fact, I might have, just give me 1 second. No, I think I took it down. Hold on. Okay, here it is. I don't know if I put it up here yet. Do I have it in here? Just give me a second. I want to see if I have it in my new stuff. Oh yeah, I got it right here. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna show you on the top left. Hold on a second. Yes, so okay. So this is what it is. So you can see right here. We have 1 through 9 on the left side where it says multiplier 1. I multiply it, add it to a single digit, and then reset the numbers. Well, these are the original numbers. Remember, everything we have in our world is only of what we know of it. And once we know of it, when we don't know of it, I call it the skeleton or the ghost, the unknown. And then once you know of it, you believe you know it all. So connection is fairly good. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router or moving. I don't know why this is doing that. So then when we go to multiplier 2, we multiply everything by 2. We bring it to a single digit, and then we replace, you can see down below on the left, we replace it with 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, right? When you go to number 3, if you notice, it's all 3, 6, 9, all the way to 27. And when you add it to a single digit, it's 369, 369, 369. When you do number 4, it's the same thing. Number 4 goes all the way to 36. Remember I said everything repeats at the 36 and ends at number 3. AB goes into 3, BB goes into 4. Once you get the 5, you start with it's a combination, the number 5, where the number 1 ends up in the center of every single cube because it's number 5. And then it becomes 516, right? The difference between every single one is 4 and 5. It's the numeric value for the sun. It's the sun, the IT system in the sun. It's your beta house birth system in the sun and the moon. The reason I call it the sun, the IT system in the sun, is because 9 times 6 equals to 54. 45 is the word fox. I associate fox with cunning, smart. I associate fox with CL and U, which is the 3 family. I associate fox as they use it in the army talk, as in foxtrot. So they also, I also remember it was the front lines and it was a passage. And when you bring 65 to 45, you end up with a perfect 10-10. We have to understand how we bring our, I'm just going to take this off for a second and explain how I believe that bringing things in the formation of whether I'm bringing it in the formation of 10, whether it's cubic and I bring it into the formation of 7, which inverts the 13, whether it's in your quarters, these quarters over here, whether we run in cycles 1, 2, 3, 4 to one side of 5, to 6, 7, 8, 9 to the other side of 5. I'm just trying to think what other combinations. Also to the 9, 11, it all depends how you want to connect. You want to create 9, we're going to connect the 9s. You want to connect 10, you want to connect 11, 12, 13. So here's all our connections right over here. And it takes a series of 4 to go through this, right? Oh, yes. And so then I also use the 741 rule, right? That 741 rule is also 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days. 1 month is February, the 45th day. There's 321 days remaining, A, B, C. So it's giving you a hint to a reality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a straight. It's talking about the 7th gate. Because as I mentioned before, the game of pool and the game of darts, right? They separate at those gates right over here. 1 through 5, 15, 2 through 6, 20. If you want to have 20 and you have this cube, your cube is going to look like this. If you want to have 15, your cube is going to do this. 1, that's your 15, 20. Why? You count 3, 5, 2, 4, right? And if you flip it upside down, you count 3, 5, 2, 4. When you turn it this way, you count 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 6. If you flip it this way, you count 3, 1, 4, 6. If you flip it this way, you count 1, 2, 5, 6. Sorry, you count 1, 2, 5, 6. They're all 14s. It's the obligation of this cube. Everything is in the obligation of this cube and how you use this cube. And the ABC theory of reversing and then duplicating this cube by understanding how this calculator sets up. If the low side is something, if this is my one side, this is my other. If this is my one side, this is my other. It's these 3, it's these 3, it's these 3, or these 3. If you count the corners They're multiples of 3. If you count the inside here, it's a multiple of 2. If you count this one, it's a multiple of 1. It's called the Rubik's Cube diagnosis. Your Rubik's Cube, when you have a corner, you have 3 colors. Otherwise, when you have the center, you have 2 colors. But you still have 6 sides. You notice the way it's connected? It's connected in the corner here, right over here, really showing you the rest of your sides, right? And then you have your red, your white, and your blue. You have your orange and your green. So you have all these combinations, 40, 27, 92. So in this one here, we have 4, 9, and 2. On this one over here, 2, 4, and 9. And this one over here, we have 4 and 6, Zai and Israel, green and orange for some reason. And then we have white, red. But so we understand all these corners, what comes together in corners in Rubik's Cube and what doesn't come together, right? Because you do know that a white and a yellow don't come together. These two will never touch. You'll never see these. You'll never see these two touching. I'll pull out. Let's see if I can get all my Rubik's cubes out here. I'll just pull out a bunch of them, and the rules and regulations is, you see, but you won't get orange next to yellow, right? No, white next to yellow you don't get. And what is blue and green? You never see blue and green together, right? You'll never see blue and green together. Is that the two opposites? You never see the two opposites together. So therefore, if you're going to count blue 40, let me take a look at Rubik's Cube. Just give me a second. So much work to do. Opposite colors of Rubik's Cube. So the white blue, let me see. So the white yellow, blue green. So let me do this all over again. I'm going to pull out this. Oh, I don't even like this page, but I'm not going to pull that one out. I'm going to pull this page out, right? And so we're going to write nice and slow. So we have yellow, and we have, hold on a second. Okay, I have yellow. I have white. I have green. I have blue. I have orange. And I have red. 27, 60, 40, 49, 65, 92. Whoop. 92. So this is going to give me 18 and 11. This is going to be the IT system in the sun, equals to 29. This is going to give me 30 and 11, equals to 41. This is going to be and 07, talking about G. And this one is going to be and 19. And I like this because it's going to be connecting me to the moon and AI inside of white. Green is going to give me 36. So I know it's the flip side. It's the opposite side of the coin. So it's 36 and 13, right? Which is going to be 49. It's green is number 49. And forget the other. Oh, yes, the word 8 is 49. 8's a special word. When you hear the word 8, it's a special word because when you add on the word teen, when you add on the word teen, or you add on the letters T and H, instead of going 44, 28, you're actually going to go 24. And here, we're only going to go 8. we don't need the T for the 8. So it's telling us, it's telling us it's money, and you don't need the T, you don't need the time. You also don't need the ET coming together. The ET is also DNA, and it has may have nothing to do with what 8 represents. Why do I say that? Because in French, when you use ET, it says and. When you reverse the word and, it becomes DNA. You can also use it as non-disclosure agreement, NDA. So we'd have to discuss that, because everything that's ever been created on this planet is telling us a story. Let me check out the Odyssey channel over here. Favorites. Let me see what this is live. Let me see if I'm live. We go to local setup. Check this out. Live. Let me see if I'm live. Okay, I'm live over here. What's happening on Rumble? Let's go back. I was on the feed earlier, and I'm still the only qualified one watching. It looks like. Okay. Okay, let me go back over here. So when we do this, this one will be 4 and 0 equaling to 4. This will be 49 and 23 BC. This will be 6 and 0. Look at that, Zion and Israel coming together, blue and orange. That's where Pluto comes in. Goofy and Pluto comes in over here. We have 2 dogs, 2 different types of dogs over here, blue and orange. That's 100. It's also going to create blue 24, because then we multiply them together. And red is 14 and 9 equals to 23 and 5. Perfect 5. Here it's 1 and 5. Here it's 7 and 2. House of Bait. That yellow sun. Our birth into the house of Bait. Inside here is that 7th gate. We're missing 1. We're missing 7. We're missing 5. We're missing 4. We're missing 6 for equality. So we've ended up with this. I showed you the bowling, right? We went to 576, so that's what I wanted to show you. When we did the bowling, right, we did 72, 144, 21, 216. We end up with the moon. 288 can be 2 days. But what was the next one? 360, 432, 504, 576, 6. Did I get that right? 48. Seconds in a day, and another connection to the sun, connection to the moon, the vibration, the year 2000, right? As 500, right, is also as well as 1440. And then when I do a second one, if I do this by 4 and I do this by 4, equals 2000. And this one equals here 5760. The Hebrew time and the time we live by. In the time of AD, we're living in the time of BC. We're living in the bookends of AD after the death. And we're living in the time of before the Christ, according to this. Let me see where else we are, what it was. Yes, so this is what I was working on, a new bowling score. Instead of 300, it's now 648. My other bowling score was going to be like this: 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270. Now, I'm not going to give myself just 30. In this box over here, I'm going to give myself 60, and my bowling game becomes this. And the reason for that is if these three go to here, right? Let me show you. I'm only going to bowl 4 frames. When the 4th frame is over, I stop. So this is how it, 3 frames. When I bowl 3 frames, this is how it stops. I got the 1st frame and I got strike, strike. Now I got the 2nd frame. I mark 50. Now I got the 3rd frame. I mark 60. If I add another frame to this, I got to take this one and change it and put this is what 30, 60, and this one over here will be 80 and then 90. Notice the 9-6 in rotation. Should I start in frame number 2, it'll be a little bit different, but I'm not. If I start in frame number 2, I'll have to start at 60. If I started in frame number 2. And then if I only went to frame number 3, I'm going to go to 80, and then frame number 4, I'm only going to do 90, bowling only 2 frames. So if I ended up going to a 4th frame, that 90, okay, let me see if the 4th frame, that this would all change around to 60. Then I'll go to 90, and then I'll go to 110, and then I'll go to 120. If I started at B, A, B, C, A, B, C, D, B, C, D, B, C, D. First you get automatic, I get 60. I start with 30. I just add on 30. Then I add on 20. And I add on 10. I add on 30. I add on 20. I add on 10. That's the way I do it. 10, 20, 30. The same expression comes out when you're saying 70 in French, it's 60 and 10. 80 in French equals 4 times 20. And 90 in French equals to 4 times 20 plus 10. When you use 7 and 9, you are going to involve yourself into the house of the teens. Your words as numbers end at 12. And they start to tell you about the add-ons at the teens that starts where it is 13 and ends up at 16. Where 17 18 and 19, right, are going to be different from each other. 8 is not the same as everything else. 8 works with the sun. It does not need the extra T. It already comes with the T. So your 8 comes with the time possibly from the 2 worlds. You need to add it on with your 9 and your 7. And the reason for this is when this comes about, you are going to mention this word, numeric value 39. Can it be the network? Can it be part of the .com, right? When you say this word to the French person, it means in the earth. So in the earth is the connection between the sun and the moon and Mars, not Earth. Earth is a communication that comes together, and I like to use the word rabbit. I want to use the word rabbit, rabbi. See the way it finishes with the IT system, begins with R and finishes with this. You can also use bait inside of this. Bait, 8, just need the sound, right? 22, right? Breaking off, coming from one world into another. We can also look at this as bar mitzvah. When you have rabbit, right, you have 28 and 24 equaling to 52. 22, 4, it's 24 black. And it's going to be 28 red. Let me see if I got this right. 19. I think this is the first time I got it wrong. 19 and 9, 28. Rabbit, 52. If I reduce this, it'll be 26 and 14. It's just so ironic that these letters come up. This is the second half of the alphabet. It's ironic that they come up equals to 13, and 40 equals to 53. 4 and 4 equals to 8. Rotation in the sun. Communication. And what's the difference between these two numbers? 6 by 28, the touchdown through the moon. 7 by 24, onto the day of Earth. Where Earth, 52.7, to what is Mars, 51.6, to where we can possibly have the G and the F coming together. 7 and 6 equals to 13. 103 JC. Can we have Jack? Or how about, even though the numeric value isn't for that, it's the initials. And then again, we can say Jack of clubs. This one also can look like 6 times 1 equals to 6. And this one over here can be 7 times 6 equals to 42.6. And now they both come together as 66, although they started off differently. They both come together. The reason for that is this will give me my 168 hours in the week. And now if you want to make 168 hours perfect, what you'll do is you'll put one area over here and you'll stretch out these two areas over here, dividing them up equally. You want to call it the baseball field, you call it whatever you want. This is going to be, depending if I do this to it, did I do that right? Yeah, okay. So we're going to go, and over here, what we're going to get is we're going to get 16 to 16, 2, 4, 6, 8. Whoop, that was the two of them, sorry. It was 8 to 8. Basically, the cycle of the moon, it's going to be this. And then it's going to go over here, and it's going to do this, 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 and this. Now, over here, you're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to end up with 6, 6. Now, this one is going to end up on one side, but divided between two houses or shared to the joint house, right? And then over here, you'll end up with 6. And over here, you'll end up with 6. Now, over here, you'll end up with 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll have 6, 4, 6. So what is this? This is the Monopoly board. This area is where the trains are. These are the corners. So if you want to take a look, right, if I wanted to stretch this out, I would just mark 33 next to it and you would know what I'm talking about. So this is a 616 board where we must go 2, 4, 1, 4, 2. 2, 4, 1, 4, 2. 4, 1, 4 in between. This is just half the Monopoly board. If I would complete the Monopoly board, right, it would be this whole other area over here, and it would be 169 cells, which is a 13 by 13, which is what is 8 and 16 and 24 and 32 and 40 and 48. What would that mean? That means as we go around this area, right? And then as we go around this area, and as we keep going around this area, it's going to be 8 band 16 bands. So we need to go 6 bands. We need to have 6 bands in order to have 168 cells surrounding the singular cell in the center over here. And these would be the train tracks, but it will get reduced over to 6, 6, 6 train tracks on both sides, on every single side. 31 over here, 30 rule, 31 go to jail, 7 months a year, 31 go to jail. Where are we next in this? I was talking a little earlier on, but I'm getting a little bit tired, and I'm going to be wanting to take a break for a half an hour. But I was talking earlier on of the 60 seconds, of the 60 minutes, right? Of the 24 hours, which is broken up and noted to be 1,440 minutes in a day to what is 86,400 seconds in a day, to where this can be also measured to the sun. It can also be measured that if a minute, okay, was 6 times for a cycle, 6 by 60, 360, making everything equal and perfect, this will end up being 8640. So when man comes to Earth on day 6, right, if you would be breaking it up to the minutes of a man for minute man, it'd be 8640 seconds, right? 1,440 minutes, you'd have 6 days times 1,440 minutes is 8640. Now, this is seconds. Now, since it's 6, I would have to multiply this by 6, but I'm going to multiply it by 3 at a time and give you 25,920, the Mayan cycle. And when you add this all up, 0, 4, 2 and 2 is 4, 9 and 9 is 18, and 1 and 5, and you get 5184. And you go ahead and we look through here and we find out that 5184 can also be found over here. 5184, Pluto and Mars coming together. 135 is the total between 51 and 84, and that is a basic 51 and 84. And the numeric value for ace, right? The numeric value for the word ace is 1, 3, and 5. The numeric value for sun to a single digit is 1, 3, and 5. When you split, right? When you split, you come to the orange. You have a 5 and you have a 13. The magic number in this one, and the game is called pool. Now we're going to talk about pool. We're going to think about water at the same time, although it's played on a table. This will be 30, 46. This will be 58. Okay, that's going to tell me 44. Division of day and night because of the extended 13 and 40 equaling to 53. You know, this can be done again, right? This can be done again with another number. How do you get that? You go 55. Pass. Sky pass if you want, which will be 25 and 10 equaling to 35. So now we have opposite sides telling me something's a sky pass. Now the pool could be the ocean. This one will just tell me something a little bit different. It'll be 7 and 1 over here telling me about the Q gate. This will be 4 and 4. 1 and 3, 4. 4 and 4. When you multiply 4 by 4, 4 plus 4 equals 16, and 8 equals to 24. I got to go. I got the door. So give me a minute. Just give me a minute, or I'm going to cut the camera off. Hold on a second. Wow, look at you dressed up.
Hi.
Hi.
Cookie.
You see the, should I take it out now?
Ben, oui.
is she?
Oh, but don't call her. She's sleeping. Wow.
You want to look at it? Well, why, how did I went there to get it? That's fucking, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe. Don't put it together. What do you see? Just don't drop it. I just can't believe, no, they didn't change anything. You need an avocado oil or something?
No, but I forgot to ask you, next time you go to Costco, can you get me an olive oil?
You need olive oil? Do I have an olive oil here?
You do?
Well, I'm gonna give you want this, I'm gonna give you this. That's let me see if it's good. There's no date on it. Oh, best before this year. Are you more than 10? Are you 30? Right? No, I owed you 30. You gave me 100.
Oui, mais on avait été sortis le lendemain, puis t'as payé la bière, t'as payé le...
Yeah, you think so? I don't
Oui,
remember
tu
that.
vois, c'est pour ça que j'aime pas ça.
Okay.
Do you understand now?
No,
Because you fuck up.
because I think I still owe you, but anyways.
You owe me 10.
Okay, I think not.
Okay, give me 30.
I have nothing right now, but I'm just telling you I have to think about it.
C'est drôle, toi.
Because you once told me I owed you 86,
La prochaine
right?
fois, là, je paye mes affaires, je paye tes affaires. Parce que là, c'est un fuck up. Oh, I owe you this. Oh, I owe you that. It's all deducted from... Je paye mes affaires, tu payes tes affaires.
What if I didn't say anything? I know, I'm just trying to put everything in order.
C'est ça que tu mets ton enfant.
I was cool.
Well, it's cold in your apartment.
Is it? You really think it's cool?
Yeah.
For real? Okay, I'm happy. I don't want it to be more. No, why would I want it to be warm in here? I have food in here, so. Hey, look. Look.
No, it's cuckoo. Ah, ok. Ok. Dans le fond, là, je les jette, puis on devrait les garder puis les ramener là-bas, hein?
I know. You can't. No, it costs them more money to clean it.
Petit cuckoo.
Well, here's another one.
Another one what?
I'm still having this. You think it's still good? It's all gooey. You know what it is, right?
Ben oui, ça fait longtemps que t'as ça. Oh, oh. Bon, fait que, OK. Fait que
How come you're finished every day so early?
not every day, a couple of days, because first of all, I got up at 2. I woke up at 2. I woke up at 2, couldn't fall back asleep really good. So I was already tired. I said, well, she said we could leave earlier because we're in advance.
Wow.
So I said, this afternoon I'm gonna leave after my confirmation. So,
So
là, je vais aller chez nous. Là, faut que j'aille chez Carrefour, chez Ardennes. because I got a purse and I don't like it. So I want to return it, but I don't have the bill. So I'm gonna tell her, faites-moi une note de crédit. Elle va dire, j'ai pas utilisé le sac à main pantoute. Je vais payer 30$ quand même, ça porte pas. Puis après ça, je vais aller prendre une marche.
What about when are you going to your what's it called? The blue.
Ben, je pensais que c'était cette semaine. Finalement, c'est rien. Ça doit être la semaine prochaine. Parce qu'ils m'ont pas appelé pour confirmer.
Oh, why didn't you call them?
Ben, j'aurais pu, mais ça me tentait pas, parce que j'aurais souvent.
Anyways, I don't know what that costs, so
Ben, tu dis que tu me dois 30$.
whatever. It's anyways, where it doesn't matter, we're even.
Ben oui,
You'll think about
mais
it.
you
Right?
didn't pay it 30 then.
Then
Ben, tu dis que ça fait longtemps que tu
I
es
didn't
là.
say 30. It's I don't know what it is. 15 to 18. I don't know what it is.
Non.
But I don't care. Just
C'est
take
quoi,
it.
tu m'as dit que tu me devais 30$.
It doesn't matter. I'm giving it to you just to make
Thank
us
you.
even. I cleaned my car a little bit, not really, but I just put everything in the trunk.
Ouais, mais j'aime pas ça quand je t'oublie de te le dire.
There was nothing there. It was two blankets.
If it doesn't come from you, it doesn't come.
No, it doesn't come on your time. Why are you dressed so nice?
Ben oui, non, je suis habillée bien ordinaire.
Don't knock those together,
Je sais, donc.
you know, and don't like separate that, like whatever. Bye. I didn't get any calls for the car.
When you go somewhere?
No. I put in gas, but, oh yeah, I put in gas too.
Faut que tu l'en demandes, là, s'ils ont là-dedans.
I put in gas also. Okay, now we're even for sure.
You put it in gas. What do I care? It's not my car anymore.
I have to put in gas so I show it to people. Couldn't drive it. Hello? Oui. OK. Oui, oui. Je demande 1500. Oui. 335 000. Quoi? Combien tu veux payer? OK. Parce que moi c'est parce que tout le monde qui vend ses autos, il coûte jusqu'à 400, 450 000. Puis le scrap, il donne 700. Je dis, je ne peux pas donner l'auto. Ouais. Puis j'ai taillé de l'hiver puis l'été. Oui, oui, ben, appelle les scrappers, là, tu vas voir toi-même. Puis viens avec. OK. Puis, OK. OK. Anyway, tu peux l'acheter puis revendre. Tu peux l'acheter puis revendre pour le même prix. OK, merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup, j'ai pas intéressé. Ouais. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear me. Can everybody hear me? You want to tell me if everybody heard my conversations? I got to start. This camera keeps stopping. I'm really sorry about that. I see no comments, but usually it's because, just give me 1 second. Shut the door. Okay, let's start on the second half of this. I'm not sure who's here, who heard what. It is what it is. And I had a friend come over and inspect to see if my apartment was clean and pick up her bee pollen. So I just took down the camera. So let me get back to where I was, and it would be so great if somebody would say, ask me a question or get involved, for me just to keep coming on and looking for something to do. Although I know what I'm doing, right? Oh, I'm going to answer it here. That every time I spoke, right? Every time I spoke, I kept seeing my camera light do this. So I know the conversation was being heard. So I have to put my hat back on after that inspection. Where was I? Yeah, remind me to figure out the price of that olive oil. Where was I? Okay, so we were talking about 13, 44, 16, 8, division of night and day. The 168 hours, 4 by 4, 4 plus 4, okay, is the number of hours there are in a week. We've rated this down to the man was born on day 6. 8640 matches up with the seconds in a day and the diameter of the sun. Okay. Yes, the other thing I mentioned is that in the game of pool, the orange ball is both the 5 and the 13. And if you take a look, it's 1, 3, and 5 over here. I was going to end this video before. I just want to see what I missed, what I didn't miss because of the non-involvement. So we showed around here that there's 168 areas that go around. And going through this area here, there is 88 cells to go through this area and this area over here. So once we get the 88 cells, how many cells are inside here? There are 80 cells. And then there is 0, 1 cell. So in French, right, they say the word 81 as a separation between 80 and 1. They say 88 not using the terms of the 10 through 19 group, but they use the 1 through 8 group. Quand tu dis dans les 80, tu t'annonces tous ces chiffres-là. Okay? When you're in the 70s and the 90s, you say this one over here. It's different. Sorry, I think this goes up all the way to 9. So it's two different kinds of worlds between the 70s and the 90s and the 80s. But included inside this world is 420. 4 times 20, 4 fois 20, plus this. So I'm not sure if you understood me or not. Another thing which is really weird for me is that when you come into the 70s, right, you use 70, which is 70, then you use 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. There are 10 of them. There are 10 of them inside of each house. But when we advance houses, we only add up 9. We're going to have to discuss that. Anyways, I'm not really sure where I was going to go. Like I said a few minutes ago, I was going to end it. I got a little lost.
I'm not happy with all my scribble and I have to redo it. But I did have one more piece I needed to fill out, and that was bowling again. But this time we're bowling at X3. Remember, there's X3, there's X24, and there's X10. Why? Because the reverse of this is this. In Roman numerals, the actual reverse in Roman numerals, okay, when you're looking at Roman numerals as M, D, C, L, X, V, 1. So the reverse of the X, you go back 3 and you go forward 3, which would be C, 0, 3. I get the same thing again, alphabet and in Roman numerals. But if I go through the Roman numerals, through the alphabet, I would end up with J10 and Q17. So once you thought that bowling was that easy to mark the score, it no longer is that easy to mark the score. So we're going to go over here. Let me see. So now what we're going to do in bowling is we're going to mark the new score in bowling using 3. And if we use 3, we have 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, and 90. That would be your final number if you were bowling and using number 3. Now, one switch. If I go to the 10th frame, on only the 10th frame, I would count 9, then I would count 6, and then I would count 3, and in the 10th frame, I'd have a total of 18. So once I finish the 9th frame over here, 81 is the 9th frame, I'm going to add on 18, and that'll equal to 99. Born from the house of Mars. We have to remember, or sorry, let me say Venus, and let me remind you, is it's the 1 enclosed inside the 8. That's the expression. Also to note, 9 times 9, 9 plus 9 will give me 81 and 18, expressing in itself. This is inside the sun systems of love. It just so happens that here it will say the word love. Love. L3O6 V4E5. The total is 54. Do you know that when you go to Virginia and you add up the numbers, right? 23, 39, 53, 54. When you add up the numbers, 16 and 5 is 21, and 14 is 35, and 9 is 44, and 19 is 63. If you add them up to a single digit, it's 27 inside the house of Bate. From 360 degrees, or 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, creates these numbers, I and R. The 9th position living in the center of 8, or you can choose any corner you like. 6 times 3, 6 plus 3 equals to this number. This one will equal to 29, red and black coming together, equaling to 47. 2 and 2, 4. 7 and 9, 16. 1 and 6, 7. We now have 47. This one is going to be 27, and this is going to be 47. We're time in the beast of Mars from the house of Bate. This total is 7, 11. Yo, Elev, the student of creation, of the Christ, of the heaven spirit. in the divided house of the heaven spirit of Mars and Earth. Ask me, I will tell you. 7 times 11 is 77. 7 plus 11 is 18. 18 plus 77, c'est 95. 8 plus 7, c'est 15. 1 puis 5, c'est 6. 1 puis 7, c'est 8. This is the alpha house. This is the beta house. If I look at this, si je le regarde comme code binary 0101, ça avec 1, ça va donner moi 6. Celui-là va donner moi 8. 1 égale pour père, 2 égale pour mère. The 1 is the P, and the 2 is the poop. The 1 is the father, and the 2 is the mother. We get numeric values 71. We get DNA off of this one. 577. 77 from the Christ, 75 from the energy, 77 from the power. And it's a male and female power. The bar mitzvah and the bat mitzvah coming together over here. Earth and Mars as the third and the fourth planet. 2 times 1 and 3 times 1 from the house of BC before the Christ. So this is what happens over here at the same time. These two front letters create 47 or 4 and 7. Energy, beast. Time, Jesus. Seven come 11 is your dice cube. 7 come 11, Mecca, the house of Kaaba. It's these here, understanding this, the position here, the ATM, all that's going on over here, your ATM. Understand all of that. Whoa, something just fell off my hat. Whoa, okay. So what happens is we're going to do this again. If you take a look here, there's 5. Mais quand je te regarde ici, il y a 9. Il manque 4. 4 missing. Every face, doesn't matter what it says, dans le vide, ils vont 9. Toute la surface de où tu restes, à l'extrémité, à l'intérieur, c'est tout temps 9. But we can see it differently. We can also see it as 25. We can have 3 by 3 equals to 9. We can have 5 by 5 equals to 25. We can the reason for that, la raison pour ça, c'est pour ça, pour avoir un espace dans le milieu, puis l'espace à l'extérieur. But my question would be, how close to the edge does the next one go? Is there enough space? Is it like this? Est-ce que c'est possible? That it's like this? And it's a total of 36 areas. It's a total of 9 areas. It's going to be 9 or 9 or 25. This, or is it possible it can be this? Can it be this or this? Which is more conform? Does that show that it can be this? Does it show it can be this? This is equal. This is not. Do you notice there's only one square here? but there's 4 squares here. I can take this and I can put it here, and then 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 I can put it here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions for this. 5 times 36, 180. Turn this around 6 times. 180 times 6 equals, is that right? Equals 480 equals 1020. I need to do it one more time, right? 6 plus 1 equals to 7. Since 6 plus 1 equals to 7, I will have to go 180 times 7. 7 by 56 will give me 1320. If I times it times, did I do that right? Yeah, if I did it times 8, it would give me 1440. 8 times around 1 will give me 1440, and it's 8 around 1, and it's now telling me about my day. Now, I'm getting a little tired. I don't know if I finished the bowling bit. No, I didn't finish the bowling bit, so I'm going to finish that bowling bit. Where was it? Where was that? Oh, yes, we have the bowling bit, right? So it was 90. It was going to be, was it 90? I think I made a mistake here. I think it should have been 98 at the end. Why was this? This was 81 and 18. Okay, that's right. That's right. The next one would be with 17. So what we would have is we'd have 51. We'd have 102. I'm just hoping that I did that right. We'd have 153, divided house of the sun, electric company, the quarter houses of Mars, passing through the bar mitzvah moon, the cycles of 313 angels, Valentine's and Mars, the hockey puck on ice, it's going to be blue, 204, 257. We're talking about Earth. We're talking about the moon, electric company, and the house of Bait in the 5th position. Then we're going to go onto, I got a mistake here. That's 256. So now I'm going to have to tell you a different story. Not getting into it. We have Earth born on the 6th day. We have the doghouse of Earth. The combinations of 26 and 25 come together, talking about Mars. Now, Mars is in the core. Here it's going to be 307, creation at the gateway, in 73, dividing Earth and Uranus. They're going to be using the cube, 4 months of 30 days. And this is 358. This one is going to be 409. And this is going to be 409. I'm just trying to see. And this is going to be 460. And then the 10th frame is going to be 51. And that's going to be 511. That's going to say the word key. And the holder, okay, of the father key is right here. And the E world becomes the creator, the creation. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will equal to 3. 51 is Mars, meaning Mars is the core of this one spirit of Mercury. So depending on which way we want to go with this, 151, which will create 1111, which is 2 creations or creation of the Christ. And that's what happens in this scenario. Now, if we change the way we use the 10th frame, 17, 17, and 17, I'm going to go 51, and I'm going to go 85, and then I'm going to go 102. Did I do that right? 51, 85, I need 34, 85, 102. So I'm going to get 562. Same thing as the 5th frame over here. I have to remember what it means. See, for me, 11 is creation in the house of Bait. Then 26 becomes the queen, the game, a birth into the IT system of the sun. This is also going to be the horse
So if I go to the horse, because it's number 65, it's also the fox. So now I'm going to go to the zodiac signs and see where I can find this. And all that they talk about the zodiac signs and all that they talk about numerology, I just input my magical way of the magical way of intertwining them to understand their differences. Like I said, if I took number 50, any number, and I wanted to make it perfect, and I said it's 50, I'll go 2 by 25. I'll go 12 fois 17 is 51 minus 1. I'll be 3 times 16 plus 2. And you have to make it better to know what's missing, knowing from what house it is and where it is. So I'm going to say thank you for watching this video. It is 2:22 exactly to 2 on the 6th day of the 24th year of the 12th month, saying we are on the 6th month after completing 2024 into the year 2025. We are in the heart of the year. Peace and love. Thank you for watching this video.